Yes, you guys, how you doing? I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV, and welcome to a full Talking Points video. In today's video, I'll be breaking down and talking about Sarri, Kovacic, Hazard, and Olivier Giroud. But before I get into that, today's video is brought to you by the OneFootball app. If you guys want to help me out, or if you want access to the best football companion app to have on the market right now, I suggest that you go to the link in the description below and download the OneFootball app. But anyway, you guys, getting straight into things with the first talking point for today. Listen, Sarri was always right. Now for me, when it did come to this final, it was quite alien. And it was quite alien in the sense that we won a game of this magnitude, sticking to our principles and playing the football we know. Now, this isn't me trying to undermine previous finals. There was major context as to why we had to approach those games the way we did. However, Sarri did face similar adversity. Not as severe, but key players were still out. Guys like Rudiger, guys like Hudson-Odoi, and guys like Ruben as well. So it was going to make things very hard. And with those two players in particular, in Hudson-Odoi and Ruben, they've had massive positive benefits for the team and how we play. So Sarri was really under a lot of pressure to try and get this win. Everything was going against him. And for me, I really thought that Sarri was going to play much more conservatively. We'd play more on the counter-attack and try and hit Arsenal on the break. But thank God we never did that. And it really made me reconsider my whole stance. Now, I'm always talking about the fact that to really adapt to a new way of playing, you have to fully buy into it. You can't really half-ass it. And in that sense, with a lot of my critiques this season, it could be interpreted that I have wanted to see a more half-assed approach to the system. Now, Sarri did make some tweaks to the system, which were smart ones, not necessarily changing the fundamentals of how we play. But I'm happy that Sarri is a guy that sticks to his convictions. I'm happy that he has confidence in his methods. And when you consider the fact that there's only been two teams this season where we have played within ourselves, we have played much more conservatively, they've been Liverpool and Man City, and it does make sense. It makes sense, as Sarri constantly says, these two teams are much further along in their football development. They're on the level that we hope to get to one day, but currently we just can't compete from a footballing sense. But when it comes to teams like United and Arsenal in particular, then it's open game. Against Arsenal, Sarri was brave, he continued to play the way we did, and it's no surprise why, quite a few of the players really take to Sarri and his methods. But really, the main thing that I took from the final was what it symbolised. And for me, it symbolised a new direction. A direction which we've been hoping to aspire to reach for so long now. We've finally taken those first few positive steps to going towards a much more sustainable, attractive style of football. A lot of times, when it comes to big games of this magnitude, we've always relied on that Chelsea spirit, that ability to dig deep, work very hard, and overcome huge odds. But this time, it was completely different. This time, we were the aggressors. This time, we took the game to our opponents. This time, we were in complete control. And I liked it. And I want more of it. And I'm hoping that we continue down this route because we can get better. The players can perform better, the system can be stronger, and we can execute things much better. It's going to come to us. I feel confident, I do feel optimistic, and I have to say thank you to Maurizio Sarri for building the foundations. We can tell ourselves there isn't only just one way to play at Chelsea. We can get success adapting and using a new style. And on Wednesday night, that's exactly what Sarri proved. He proved all his naysayers wrong in that sense. He did, because he stuck to his convictions. He's done that all season. And the final was testament to his methods. Anyway, you guys, give me your thoughts and opinions. How did you personally feel about our win against Arsenal in the final? What did you take from it? Remember to comment below. But anyway, moving straight into the second talking point, that's in regards to one of the most underrated players this season, and that's been Kovacic. Now again, I need to eat humble pie, because there was a stage this season where I was quite critical of Kovacic. I was critical of, his lack of effectiveness in the final third and in those areas. But I quickly snapped out of it because I realized that, listen, Kova isn't that player. He's never been that player. Really, his game is about playing behind the halfway line, starting attacks, being in that phase of play. However, he's shown that this season there is more to cover. Now, does that mean that he's going to get better offensively? No, he's never going to do that. But can we still dismiss this guy's entire game? We can't do that. We can't dismiss his pressing ability. We can't dismiss his ability to beat the press. We can't dismiss how he progresses the ball from deep. We can't dismiss how he starts attacks as well. We can't dismiss his energy. We can't dismiss how he wins tackles as well. The guy's a very good player. And it's about time now that we start to appreciate players for what they are and what they aren't. It happens every single time. Whenever Kova does anything bad, people immediately think about what he lacks offensively. Now, yes, he has his limitations, but his overall game is good enough for this team. It's good enough for this squad. And it's one of the major reasons as to why I want to keep this guy for the squad for next season. Not only does he understand the system a bit more, but he's very versatile. There aren't too many midfield players that can play so many different roles to a decent standards. Honestly, his game against Arsenal was kind of like a season highlight reel. Just highlighting all the positives that he's brought, all the positives of his game, and all the positives of the player. And I think that after that final, people need to start reevaluating their stance on Kova and try to see him in a different light. I think that he is a good player. He definitely is. He's got so many positives that would benefit the team. For me, Kova does need to stay here for next season. But anyway, that's my thoughts on him. Moving on to the third talking point, and we need to talk about Eden Hazard. Now, yes, when the game ended, Hazard finally announced that he would be leaving. At the start, it felt as if he didn't want to reveal things, he wanted to wait. But I think that he did realize that, you know what, I've made it so obvious. I'm not going to patronize the fans. I'm going to tell them, listen, I want something new in my career right now. I've been here for 7 years. I produced an amazing game for you right at the end, so you can have fond memories of me when I leave. I won you a trophy. He did his job, and I think that we need to respect him for that. Now, of course, it's going to be very sad when Hazard leaves. I'm still not ready to accept it when it happens, and I kind of wish that the season was going on for a bit longer. I can't lie to you. It's going to be so alien to not see him play. I don't even know if I could see him play for Real Madrid. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could watch. I think the memories would be too strong. But Eden Hazard went out with a bang. He completely took the game to Arsenal, and it was quite obvious that he wanted to produce one final big game, and he did. The way that he constantly just drove at Arsenal, he created so much space for us, and this is what really helps Olivier Giroud and Pedro. He really destroyed Maitland-Niles. I felt sorry for Niles. He's not really a wing back, and he's still young, so these Arsenal fans that are giving the kid such a big deal, I hate that stuff from football. It's so consumerist. It's so arrogant. I mean, I could go on. But Hazard really humbled him. And I think he reminded everyone that there's levels to this. I think that this was a fitting farewell to Hazard. He couldn't play a part in our first Europa League win against Benfica. So you could see that he had more fire and hunger to produce the goods tonight and really go out with a bang. And going out with a bang is 1000% what Eden Hazard did. Real talk. I've got a lot of videos prepared in regards to, the inevitable. When Hazard does decide to go and sign for Real Madrid. But I think this season for me was a very enjoyable season from Eden Hazard. I do think about the what ifs. And I would like to see what Hazard would do under Sarri for a second season. But it looks like the manager's not going to stay. And we already know that Hazard isn't going to be here. Still, stats wise, this has been a very impressive season from Hazard. I think it could have been even better. I think if Sarri realised very early that Emerson needs to start alongside him and Olivier Giroud needs to be starting games as well, then I personally feel like Hazard could have scored even more goals, because one thing I mentioned right at the start of the season, whenever Hazard's been scoring goals, it's mainly been when Giroud's been starting. And there's so many reasons as to why this has been the case, but it's because of the space that Giroud leaves him behind for Eden Hazard. That's when you tend to see Hazard making runs inside the box, and that's when you tend to see a much more positive Hazard. So many what ifs. I feel like we never got the perfect season from Eden Hazard, and I think it's mainly been due to managers. It's mainly been due to how long it's taken them to really get the best out of Eden Hazard. And sadly, I think that when he does join Real Madrid, that's when we're going to see the full potential Eden Hazard. Zidane knows how he's going to use him. Hazard's going to have a team built around him as well. I do feel sorry for teams in La Liga, but that's life. That's how it goes. And all I can say is thank you, Eden Hazard, for an unbelievable 7 years. You really made it a joy to go to games and watch us, even through hard times like the past 2 seasons under Conte. They were hard times for me, but Hazard made it enjoyable, and good luck to you. You definitely deserve it. And to end things on the final point for today's video, I need to talk about Olivier Giroud. And I mentioned in the third point that Sarri made a mistake not starting him. I also made a mistake as well for not having so much appreciation for Giroud's game. I've always realised the benefits he brings, but I've always held his lack of goals against him. A bit unfairly at times. I haven't been as objective as I'd like to be, but I'm only human, you know? But Olivier Giroud proved that he's beneficial for this team. The way that he brings people in, the way that he helps with the build-up as well, the way that he works and he presses, his movement, so many benefits. He's been that unbelievable get out of jail card for the team. And in that sense, it's no surprise why the team tends to do better with Giroud compared to other strikers, because Giroud has more to his game. The game's going against our favour. We can hit long direct balls straight to Giroud, who can hold the play. Giroud's also adept at making runs and behinds. I mean, he can play people in. He's very complete. He's a good player. And I'm happy that he really ended the season quite strong. I'm happy that he loves playing for us. I find it quite funny that a guy that spent most of his career at Arsenal feels much more affinity being part of us, playing for the club. It's great to see. It's great that he stuck it on Arsenal. And of course, Olivier Giroud. And for me, the guy has to be here for next season. He's proven himself. And again, I'm a flexible guy. If I feel like I haven't been seeing things the right way, I'm more than comfortable and confident admitting I'm wrong. And I can say with full confidence that I've been wrong about Olivier Giroud for too long, and I'm happy that he really just shut me up in that sense. So credit to him, credit to that unbelievable header goal he scored. I mean, what a goal that was. And again, I have to say that maybe one mistake that Sarri made was not trusting Giroud enough. But anyway, you guys, that's my take on the final. They're the 4 most interesting things that I saw. In the comment section below, give me your thoughts and opinions. What did you take from the final? I'd love to read and know. But anyway, you guys, that's going to be it for today. The final talking points video of the season. I'm happy that it's the final one based on our 4-1 win over Arsenal. Couldn't be a better way to send off the series. Expect it to come back for next season. You guys, I'm going to keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I'm Nini FC. This is Blue Line TV. Signing out.